Okay. Now back down. Seems like things are running. Hello? Hello? Okay, we got that brush. Oh, did I do... That should have worked. Wait, is that camera jerky? Oh, it is. I fixed that. Okay, now we'll cut over. I don't know why it does that. It'll just show up as a different resolution. And then I'll have to drag it out, but then it might not work. And then I got to, like that time, I had to reset it and then re-drag it to where it started. Makes no sense to me. All right, I got to remember how I mixed the rust. Lay rust. I brought a new one of these down because I forgot to clean this one out. But that's okay. Now we got a color sample. And I'm debating whether I need to do more on the legs. I kind of realized I was chipping all the, or not chipping. I was brace the jank. Yep. I was getting rust out of some corners and things, but I didn't do any rust on like any of my big chipping areas like this. I feel like one or two of those should have a little bit of rust coming down. Bad news in the synth music. Maybe one of those. So I think I'll do that. That one has one through there, so that's probably fine. That's got there. That one might be okay. Could do a little one on the inside there. I don't know who that is. Because I listened to, well, it's mostly during stream, really, but I listened to a lot of that stuff, but I don't know, like, really any of the names. Good name on the top of your head? Yeah. If I remember right, all we did was mix some warm brown and dark golden brown. Kind of a 50-50 mix, maybe. Oh, yeah, this is the one that doesn't mix in the... See if I can screw the cap in and out to mix it in the cap. It's always... The pigments are always separated inside the cap. Yeah, that's my thing is added a little here and a little there. feel like this is going to be pretty solid though. It'll look a little lighter because it's not dry. Wish I remembered which one of my test ones was from that color. It looks real similar to this. Oh, you can't see that. That looks similar to that one. Hopefully it works out like last time. I feel like I kind of got super lucky on the technique I used last time. Okay, that looks super bright. But that's because the noosh is mixed in. Let's give the brush a little wash. It's probably fine, but while we're waiting on hold. Shit. I think the soap's worked out of there. There's still a little suds there. That's probably good. Oh yeah, it's holding a nice tip now. It was already pretty good, but it's a little bit better. Oh, come on, focus. Make another jank image. Come on. So, this protection stream. Is that what it was like before? I feel like it was more red. That seems a little yellowy to me. Go 2 more drops. So this is 4 warms to 2 dark goldens. That's looking better. Okay, well if it's not good, we can always just wipe it off. So let's give it a little shot here. Move this out of the way. Just need the tiniest bit. And I want to go It's a big chip in the middle, but I feel like that's too middle. So I might do this one over here. Tiny drop there. I think it's not as concentrated as it was before. Color's looking decent though. Let's do one of each to kind of keep it even but boost the contrast here. So definitely, I think I put more noosh in than I did last time. Feels less concentrated. Looks good though. It just looks a little see-through maybe. Hopefully I don't ruin it if I do it again. Actually just kind of took it all off. I'm just going to wipe it off. We'll start over. I think I may just have to keep adding more pigment because I think it's just a little too thin for what I'm wanting to do. That camera with the old enhance. 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 And that's enhanced all the way. Let's see if I can keep it in frame while I do that. It's also wiggling. I see that in the corner of my eye and it's kind of bugging me. So basically, I put a tiny dot, kind of draw it out, dry the brush off, and then drag the tip along the edge and it kind of soaks it up. And then leaves a sharp line left over. But it's still, take the rest of that out. Maybe we'll just have a little short one like that. So, dude, what's going on, Vicious? We're getting we did these last week, but we're getting some rust streaks going on here. Oh yeah, and then you'd know where it's at. Yeah, this is our right. This is our experimenting leg. So this is as bad as it looks. This is the worst looking one. I can't believe how easy it is with using the new stuff. I can't believe how easy it is and how well it's coming out. Okay, I'm gonna add more pigment to our mixture because it's still a little thin. I didn't even plan to have an experimenting leg, but that's just every time I start a new process for some reason I guess my workflow I work through the same parts in the same order, I guess. Because every time I start something new, it's like always back on that first leg. That's right. You gotta have an experimental leg. I maybe should do one more drop of each, but we'll see. We'll do another rust streak and see how this ends up. It just feels a little weak or a little watery. I did squeeze the bottle a little too hard with the water, so there may just be a little too much water in it. What is that? Oh, clear purple. You ever get your model together that I printed for you? Or get it prepped or anything? Oh, let's go over here to this big one. I feel like I should dot and then drag. I think that's what I did last time. Dot, drag out the dot. That's a little better. Then rinse the brush, dry the brush, and cut in on the line. And it goes from some blurry weird thing to magically an incredibly thin, awesome looking rust streak. That's just awesome. That's so cool. You know what? Since that one's so small, let's go ahead and do a one on one of these big chips. This stuff has enough working time. You can get a little water on your brush and work it off if you need to. I just like accidentally stumbled upon this method first try as I was playing with this stuff, and I feel like I could make a whole YouTube video about it. I'm a professional now. I've stumbled upon it first try. Now I know everything about it, right? Isn't that how YouTube works? And Reddit? Or maybe that's YouTube and then Reddit is I heard it from somebody else, so now I'm an expert. You'll find a combination of words to bring up circle-shaped lasers instead of cat toys and movie projectors. Yeah, do some searches for laser designators. That won't get you on any watch lists or anything. All right, that's good. Just gonna do one on the back of this. You're probably already on. That's true. If you're already on all of them, I mean, might as well, right? Oh, dang it. Kind of messed that one up. The brush touched into it. I want it to be smaller though, so it's kind of working out. Oh yeah, that worked out. There were smaller chips. I didn't want the run to be super long. That actually worked out all right. That's one of the best things with weathering is sometimes when you mess it up kind of just right and it works out. Let's do one down this edge. I know I said the legs are done and now I'm just still working on legs, but we got a pretty big chip here, so and we can follow this edge. Might be kind of cool. I'll just leave it like that. Get rid of some of this down here. Yeah, leave it like that. Okay, now I'm going to say the legs are done with rust. Oh, maybe I could do one right there. Oh, man, there's so many. We got to stop and move on. So many opportunities. Now this, we got a pretty good chip here, so I think that's a really good opportunity for big old rust streak down the center of that armor plate. We can even do a little bit under the holes. I don't know if I should take this apart to do this. I'll try it all together first because the panels move pretty easy. I shouldn't touch them hard enough with the brush to make them move, but you never know. I didn't get enough paint. This is Bob Ross putting in a big old tree down the middle of his painting. Ooh, that looks nice. Got a nice fade down the end. I might blow that one a little bit just to make sure I don't touch it and mess it up. Only problem is I didn't exactly get it down with gravity. It actually should be straighter down or even come kind of in a little because the panel can angle out. Oh well. We'll do a little one on the other side. If I hold it at an angle that's conducive to pulling the direction I want to pull. That's better. Much better angle on that one. Not really sure how to handle this edge. Well, the rust wouldn't just wrap around underneath. It would probably flow down this corner, wouldn't it? Couple line stuff. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That one's super tiny and just kind of flows to the edge, but oh, I got an idea. Let's see how this looks. So it's super tiny, kind of turns at the edge. And then what if it like goes over the edge and then keeps going that way? I think that makes sense in my head. Gravity wise. Good enough. PEQ boxes? Where are PEQ boxes? We're probably going to have oil and grease and crap coming out of here. So don't really need rust stuff there. Oh, these ports, that one port's really chipped. That's a real good opportunity. I want up in the corner. Faux show. Right up here with all this chipping. Maybe even get wild and do a double. Except I probably shouldn't try to do both of them at the same time. That's probably a poor choice. Pull that out a little bit. That one just kind of suddenly ended. There we go. It's kind of two of them. What would happen if I did this? There's so much chipping and stuff there. What would happen if I just did this like whole crack? Do his butt crack. Probably won't really notice a lot of it. We need more. Yeah, before and after is going to be wild, aren't they? Sippy sip. Oh, uh, have fun, good luck, don't die himself. Brandon watched the VOD last night, and he told me I need something to whenever I say sham waggle to pop up like this the sham waggle image or like pop up something with sham waggle and uh I don't know, probably have an audio cue with it too or something, but it's like that's a pretty good idea. So I may he was just saying to like program it on a button, but if I'm like, mid corner fighting somebody and I get sham waggled, I'm usually in the shit when it happens. So I don't want to like try to find a button. So I may I may that's what I'm thinking. I may play with I haven't played with voice command before, but I might. Sounds like a perfect opportunity for voice command. Unless I'm just randomly saying the word and then it's voice commanding it constantly. you know? You use it with StreamerBot? I knew you used a lot of voice command. I was thinking it was through StreamerBot. That's probably what I'd use too. Because that's what I already use anyway for pretty much everything. Gets a little finicky with how long you hold up. I hold up pause. Look like yeah, as at the end of the stream. Let's see. I'm thinking this big chip in the corner here. Just drag it down the edge. we go. Beauty. Got a big old chunk here. Ooh, that was there's a shitload on my brush. This one may be a redo. We might be able to save it without fully redoing it though. There was I didn't realize there was that much on my brush. Trying to do a tiny stripe in here, and there's this massive blob. I wanted to do it on the chip, but the chip is so close to the bottom edge. I feel like it would look better if it actually came from the bottom of the edge instead of the chip. I'm trying to see if I can kind of connect them or something. It's not really working. Maybe let's just pull a bunch. To thin it out and then clean up where I don't really want it. Then maybe it will make you think that there's just a bunch of it there. Or at least the color gives the idea that it's there. Kind of just around in the area, and then we'll do one thin one down from the lowest point. That didn't really work at all. Now we are really on hold. My son and I are ready for episode 300 of Bleach. We finally made it to 300. There's less than 400 episodes, so we're actually getting close to the end. I'm getting really sick of all the side questing, though. Oh, that looks good. That is a tiny, fantastic detail that no one will ever notice, but that looks good. Fan that out. I'm being way too picky. Way too picky. That looks awesome, though. That looks so good now. I'm proud of that one. Yeah, like I don't mind the filler stuff that's like its own separate season or between story arcs. But Bleach literally is like all his shit's happening, is building, and then boom, climax. Oh, we're gonna side quest for sometimes two or three episodes, sometimes like a full fucking season of just other shit that has nothing to do with what's going on at this moment. the is it did that. The worst one so far is it did that um to one part, and then they did this whole like season side quest about their Zonpak toes, their swords, and how their swords like came to life and this weird shit. And there's like basically an entire season of that. And then right after that ended, they did a second side quest that was like a few episodes or like a half season or something. And then it finally got back to the main plot. It's like, at least finish your fucking story arc before you start side questing. It's wild. It's like, oh man, some cool because some really cool shit's about to happen. Oh, we're gonna instead of that, we're gonna do this for 10 episodes. We're gonna give you a bunch of side stories that aren't even like canon. A lot of them. At least they don't seem like they're canon because they're so goofy and completely off to the side. But I'm basically holding out for the new Bleach, the Thousand Year War, because I hear that's actually pretty good. I mean, like even One Piece started back then too, or even earlier, and they didn't side quest as much. It also does that older anime thing of assuming that everyone that watches it is a complete fucking moron. Because like you'll see something happen and you almost instinctually know what happened and why it happened, and then they have to explain it all to you. Sometimes twice. Like, no, whoever wrote the story, you're not that smart. I understand what happened. You're you're not playing like 4D chess. I understand what just happened. We can move on. I know that's like a very anime thing though, or just I assume just very Japanese thing. They want to make sure nobody's lost or something. Beach filler episodes. There was some of those in Bleach. I'm trying to think of newer anime I watched if there's been any beach stuff. It's basically any excuse to put the girl characters in bathing suits or some kind of sexy clothing, right? I mean, the guys too. It's I know a lot of Western girls aren't really into the cartoon guys, but from what I hear, the cartoon guys are just as popular as the cartoon girls over there. Still being like 20 plus years old. Yeah. Did you watch Freyrin? That's an actual new one that's awesome. I'm sure we've talked about it before, but I don't remember. No, that's new. The last the last at least last dubbed season just came out in earlier this year. Oh yeah, Delicious in Dungeon was really good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly the same as Freyrin. The first season they came out together. I wonder when the next Delicious in Dungeon's coming out. That's one thing that annoys me with a lot of them on. There's a lot of them on Crunchyroll that are like interesting and enjoyable, but then they only last one season and they're just gone for forever. 2027? Man, they need to get their shit together. Unless it's one of those that's like waiting for the manga to be written. Because there are some animes like that where they're like so up to date with the manga that they have to wait for the manga to like do something before they can make more of the anime. God, I still really like that one. That one's it's good. It's good. It's good. I really want to do one off of this, but I also think this chip looks like garbage. So Cyberpunk. Oh, I never watched Cyberpunk. I need to watch that. I didn't watch Castlevania or Devil May Cry either. I'm not a. I was never a big Devil May Cry fan though. Um, well, is Cyberpunk worth it? I remembered seeing it, uh, the thumbnails for it and stuff, and then I just kind of completely forgot about it. Yeah, I need to give that a try. If you have never watched, uh, it's either Confidence Man or The Confidence Man. Um, it's on Netflix, I believe. That's I'll say newer, but it's newer within the last 10 years. uh, but I really liked it. Kind of struggling on where else. I haven't done really the arms at all. Maybe do one off this that like drips all the way down. Let's try that. Like the Confidence Man. Okay, yeah, yeah, it must be the Confidence Man. Yeah, it's cool. He's like a con man from Japan that comes to the U.S., but he gets recruited by these guys and basically almost you could almost say like if Robin Hood was a con man because he like does con stuff but for good. It was also really cool. The uh the first two or like three episodes, even if you watch the dub version, the first two or three episodes, it is Japanese and subbed because he's Japanese in the show, or he's from Japan, and he's actually in Japan in the first few episodes. And then when he comes to America, on the at least on the dub, all the American people are speaking English, and then like he's still speaking some Japanese, and it's still a little bit dubbed. Um, but then like 3 or 4 episodes in, it finally kind of converts to all dubbed. It's really cool how they did it. Because when I first started watching it, it said it was dubbed, but it was only doing subs, and I was like, "What the hell? What's what's with this shit?" But actually, the way they did it was super cool. Oh, oh, it's Great Pretender. That's yeah, it's Great Pretender. That's what it is. I was thinking it was called Confidence Man because they're always calling him a Confidence Man. But yeah, it is. It's Great Pretender. I really enjoyed that one. Oh, really? Huh. I had no idea. I never looked more into it. I did think it was kind of weird. Although at that time Netflix was kind of doing their own animes. They were trying to like break into the anime stuff more with their own published stuff. Because I remember when I found it, I was surprised that it was a Netflix thing. V Vivi? I have not. Weird, simple 3D anime style they went with. Yeah, the um oh, what's the big mech movie that all you guys like and I always make fun of? Uh, the one they had of that. They did the 3D thing, but also like old school animation frame rate. I watched it with Pacific Rim. I watched it with um my son because he liked all the kaiju's and or he likes just kaiju stuff in general, and he liked the big mechs and all that. So I watched it with my son, but it was kind of a hard watch with that animation style. I feel like this rust streak's way bigger than I wanted it to be. And it's kind of not letting me erase. Let's just put water over it and see if what I can get away with here. Oh, there we go. That worked. Hatsune Miku meets Terminator. Second one lost all his weight. Oh yeah, there was a Terminator anime. I remember seeing whatever thumbnails, not advertisement, but let's. I already went the wrong way. See if we can salvage this. There, that's more what I'm looking for. Clean up some of that. There. Much better. Much better. Wait, you slept on? I'll try to do some like tiny ones up here. You know what I want? I want more Food Wars. I freaking loved Food Wars. I love that they knew exactly what they were and just went hard. They went hard into it. Ooh, there we go. That's pretty good. It's kind of shining off there, but just makes you hungry. They make food like super dang good. Oh yeah, that's definitely a very Japanese thing. They really love their food because they always have to make it look amazing in anime. Yeah, I haven't got to start that one either. I've been I've been working through Doctor Stone. My son and I have been working through Bleach, and I've been working through by myself. I've been working through Doctor Stone, which I really like. Doctor Stone's really cool. There, as it's going on, they are getting a little more out there though, but it's still a cool show. Uh, what's FMA? Oh, Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, I like. Oh, I never did watch the new Berserk. I've only seen the like old original that didn't have a end, that never finished or whatever, from like the 90s or whatever. And that was forever ago that I saw it, but yeah, I do like all those. So it just never keeps going. Yeah, I remember when I first watched the old Berserk that I was like super into it and invested, and it was my friend that had DVDs of it, and he was like, "Just to warn you, it doesn't actually end." So he kind of helped me prepare for that. Because if I wouldn't have known that and it just stopped where it stopped, I would have lost my fucking mind. Like, what do I do now? All this time invested and just nothing to show for it. Flip some dang tables. I would have flipped my coffee table in the apartment, which is actually, I still have the same coffee table. It is a terrible, awful, junky coffee table that somebody was getting rid of. It and two matching nightstands, I guess you would say, end tables. Uh, and I got all of it for $20, and they look like they're worth $20. I don't know. Is that too much? I feel like that might be too much, but the chips and coming down the mohawk were just too tempting. I'll do a light one on the corner here. I'm gonna try to wipe most of this away. Soak up a bunch of that. Oh, yeah, that actually worked out pretty well. Ooh, great looking right there. Oh, another detail you'll never see, but that just came out so nice. Oh, I've started. I know you do some modeling in Blender and stuff, Corbin, playing with the stuff. I haven't used until recently. I haven't used Blender in a very long time because I'm mostly doing CAD shit anymore. But um, I am getting my. I have the Miata, all but the underneath of the car. Well, not the interior either, but exterior wise, everything but the underneath. I have 3D scanned, and I'm started the process of retopologizing it to get it ready to put into some CFD software, so I can play around with custom arrow bits for it, designing custom arrow bits for it. Uh, but anyway, yeah, it's been interesting getting back into Blender after so long. It's like I don't know, it's just like I remember it, but different. I even used it back when I originally started using it back when right click was the main click. And then I remember they finally released, I don't know, was it like version 4 or something? They finally released a version that you could default to not be right click as your main click. If you're an old enough veteran of Blender, some of the real old veterans remember when there was no undo button. If you screwed something up, then you just had to redo it. There's literally no undo button. Long, long time ago. Yeah, it's back in. I don't remember if it was like still in beta and like not version 1 yet, or if it was after. It might have been after version 1 still. I can't remember when it was added. Of course, I never used it that long ago, but I've seen a few people talk about the features and like how far the software's come over the years, and then they'll like reminisce about the times that they had no undo button. That is, yeah, that is awful. I have a bad enough time. I think I end up accidentally hitting F all the time instead of G because I'm like trying to move shit around, and I think I'll hit F on accident, and then it'll create a face, but it isn't moving anywhere, so it duplicates the vertices, and I don't notice it. And then when I go back, eventually I click something, and then it like pulls out this vert that's just you know I didn't know existed. Like, where the fuck did this come from? But it only happens as I'm extruding surfaces. So I think I'm or it usually happens while I extruding. So I don't know if I like accidentally hit E a second time and then don't do the extrude and leave it, or sometimes if I'm accidentally making faces and don't realize it. But yeah. Anyway, it's a thing that I'm constantly fighting. But that's why they have the merge vertices thing. You just kind of keep doing your thing, and then eventually just merge the vertices. Just using really bull joins, huh? Yeah, it's like it's been a long time for me, um, and I've been having problems working in different shapes and but keeping the quads. And it's a little bit different workflow though because I'm I have a 3D scan that I'm working with, so I have to. Well, I guess I don't have to, but to keep accurate dimensions, I have to snap to the surface of the 3D scan. So I can't really make like a 3D shape. It's more like snapping planes on. But yeah, it's getting the flow of the planes to match the shape of the body and stuff in certain places. It's and to keep them as quads is just makes my brain hurt sometimes trying to figure out how to keep shit a quad, which I probably don't really have to because I'm not doing I'm literally just making the topology with Blender is literally all I'm doing because then it's immediately going to be exported out and go into OpenFOAM for CFD stuff, and it has to be converted into triangles, I believe. It needs to be converted to triangles before it's sent into OpenFOAM. So I don't know why I can't just model it with triangles, you know? Nice and art shaped ball join to cut it out. Oh, can I do the thing here? Oh, I can't. A message got blocked for viewbots. AI viewers. Oh, they're not viewbots anymore. They're AI now. You can have them pretend to interact in chat. Oh boy. All right. I feel like this is a little weird that I have a shitload of rust on this side and then there's just like nothing over here. So I might do one down from here. Some on the ear. Oh, there's an ollie cat. You want to go outside? Hmm? Yeah. All right. Let's see if ollie cat wants to go outside. Be right back. Come on. Yeah, come on. I know you're bugging me to go out. Let's go. Disconnectate. Reconnectate. Please? No? I think it just did it. It did. Boop. Okay, so I was doing one up here. Yeah, let's go off of this. I have to go out of town for work tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it. Because we're going to try to leave. I'm going to try to be at work by 6 in the morning. And then we have a 4.5 hour drive. Yep, a bit. And then 4.5 hour to one of the branches and set up a. It's all to set up new firewalls, but set up a new firewall at this branch, and then there's another branch in the area that we need to set up a firewall for. I have no idea if this is going to look good at all. Probably not. But we'll try it because we can erase it. But we also got to use it's a big ass warehouse. We got to use a scissor lift to change a wireless AP. It's mounted way up in the top. And possibly run a cable because there's a workstation in the back that the connection's not working right on. And then we stay the night there. And then Friday, we're going to hit 2 more of our branches on the way back to put in new firewalls. Those would be okay. But the branch that we got the scissor lift and stuff for, I'm not looking forward to. If the branch manager talks to me, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to say. Because he was all pissed off about something the other day that, actually yesterday, he was all pissed off about something that I had nothing to do with, and he ripped my ass up and down. And I was like trying to get a word in to tell him I didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about. It's like, I got no part in this. I don't even know what you're bitching about. But I was like trying to get a word in to tell him to, like, basically tell him you're yelling at the wrong person. But he just kept going, and I couldn't even get a chance to talk. So I was like, I'll just let him go, I guess. But when I see him tomorrow, there's no telling what I might say to him. Because he's always been a problem before. He's a fucking asshole. I might be too thin. Yeah, like he was bound and determined to be mad at somebody, so it was just kind of like the best thing at that point, since I couldn't even get a word in, the best thing at that point was just to let him go. I mean, being in IT, I'm kind of used to some of that, to a certain degree when it's not your fault at all, especially like some Microsoft service goes down or whatever, and people are pissed off and calling you to fix their shit, and like, well, I know it's an IT thing, but nothing I can do about it. And Microsoft is broke, or whatever it may be, or the phone system. That's all the time because we have a cloud-based phone system, so they're pissed that their phones aren't working. But like, I don't run it. I don't know what to tell you. It's not my fault when people call screaming about stuff. Yeah, your eyes are watching. I know. This last year I've started to have to look over the top of my glasses. I'm finally to that point. Feels bad, man. I do have magnifiers for painting minis though. These are I could use them on this. I guess it's not really small enough that I really need them, but then I can look through my glasses. I just look goofy on the stream. See where I have to hold it for the camera here. Then I can hold it right here. Yeah, I just wanted ones that clipped on because I have glasses. Otherwise, I'd probably get like flip down jewelry ones or something. I just figured I already have something to clip them to, so. And I have a 3D printed microphone thing I made to clip my mic to my glasses, so might as well utilize them. Free head attachment point. Oh, let's do a little one off the top. There's a little chip there. This might be adding too much to this ear, but we need to experiment. Do like the try to do like the shortest, tiniest one here. Yeah, so this year, since I've started to have to look over my glasses, I finally. I mean, I've always understood it, but I didn't understand how much of distance you need. Where like my parents or anybody older in my life, you like take your phone or something to show them a picture, and you hold it like up to them, and then they're like, Like I always understood it before, but it's like now I really get it. All right, that's kind of so thin it's almost unnoticeable, but I think that's good. So we got that there. I feel like maybe you should do one there just to, because there's so much on the other side. I wish this chip was a little bit bigger so it'd make a little bit more sense, but we also got a huge blob of paint on there. Way more paint than we needed. Oh yeah, that's true. You get a great facial expression out of that. Or just make the rust so thick at the top that you can't tell how small the chip is. I think that's the play here. Try to erase some of this on the side. That's a little better. Oh no! I ruined it. Oh, flew? It flew back out. It flowed back out. I kind of cut it off, but there's enough water in it. It actually flowed out and reconnected. Oh, it's not quite the same angle as the other one. Something probably no one will notice, but it'll bug me. There, we'll cut it off a little bit. Oh, that's a little too much. I'm working way too hard on this one detail. I like it though. I like it now. Don't touch it. I like it. Wind on that spot. Right next to this spot. Just like that far apart. There's more wind there. Hey, I could model this and throw that in the CFD software, and then we'll find out. I think maybe rust behind the symbol, the chest symbol coming out, dripping down. So it can be too center because it'd be like it'd like come along that and drip down the center. I don't know if I want like a. I feel like it's too symmetrical. Ricochets out of one of the divot into the next. On top of the anchor hook part. Oh yeah, have it like it sat down inside here and kind of overflowed. Yeah, that's a good point. Every once in a while. In mind, I was thinking all about the like downward angles and how it'll flow down the downward angles, but I wasn't thinking of if there's a cup there. My mind wasn't in that mode. I'm gonna go ahead and do it on both sides. What do you think about that? Oh, we can even drag a little straight down it. Over the edge like that. Oh, yeah. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas. Leave this side alone. Touch this side because it'll push it the right direction. Ooh. That's all right. Might do a little, like in the crevice back here. And drip off the edge. Kind of feather it out so it's not like super there, but it's there. We're adding the layers. Getting it layered up. I'm going to do the same thing on this side too. Because I can. Needs to stand out a little bit more. Not as easy to see on that orange. Saw the new Gundam anime was announced. No idea when it's going to come out, but it was announced. Oh, a game too? Hopefully not a shit game, like almost all of them. Oh, there's a. I have to share an image if you're a Key and Peele fan, or if you just know the know the meme from the famous. Or can I just post that in here? Will it show up? Probably not. I don't think it lets me copy that. Doesn't. I don't know why it doesn't let me copy that. I can put it in Discord though. Uh, damn it. This one, I don't know why. It doesn't let me copy the image in Discord, but it lets me copy the media link. Unless that's just something that Discord's changed. There, I put it in general. 3D beat 'em up? Okay, so it's going to suck. Awesome. Good to know. I want A real Gundam game. Yeah. Is there a XRXO Gundam here? Gundam Zero here? It's Alex. You're out of your goddamn mind. Oh, more like Armor Core style. Okay. That is more what I'm hoping for. They have some of that um somewhat current games that are somewhat like that, but they're all stupid ass SD Gundam bullshit. And I can't fucking stand SD Gundams. Can't stand them. I don't remember which Breakers was. Sword art style things were the. Oh, yeah, okay. I got a split tip. Oh! Oh! Check your tip. Split tip. Check your tip. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Bam, 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 bam. Push that line over. I feel like I'm spending way too much time doing this, but no, my hands don't really cramp at all. Sometimes if I'm working with a really fine, tiny piece, um, but all this stuff's big enough that no, it's never really a problem. Sometimes if I'm building the model and it's like I mean, I've only built a couple RGs, but because the RGs are more complex like the MGs are, but they're smaller scale, so some of the pieces are freaking tiny. And sometimes putting those together can be a little rough on the hands. Oh, see now that's what I do during my sim races. I get to, and it's mostly only my right hand, but I get especially oval races. I haven't done oval racing in a while. I used to be. I mean, Corbin knows who ran the league, but I used to be in an awesome league for that. I haven't really done it since I've been out of that league, but especially oval races, I think because turning left and I'm like pushing with my right hand, but I would like death grip the wheel with my right hand, and I don't know, like halfway through the race, my hand would like feel dead because I was just not paying attention, but just gripping it so freaking hard. Yeah, yeah, he wore himself on it, and I don't blame him because he did it for like he was super invested and did it for a very long time. And then I didn't take over the oval, but I took over for the roadside and did the roadside for a while. And I had fun doing that. But eventually, it's same thing. You just get burnt out. Especially oval's tougher because to get it to usually to do a really nice oval league, you need active admins to make the because sometimes cautions don't really work that great, and some people need penalties to move back, or some people need to be allowed to make up a lap or whatever. In road racing, it's not really a problem because there's not, at least in iRacing and actually pretty much any sim racing game, there's no yellow flags, no actual caution laps in road racing, so it's kind of not a big deal. But on oval, you kind of need an active admin. So then if you're running it, then you never get to drive. Then you burn yourself out on adminning it. Let the game make. Yeah, that's what really needs to happen so he can drive. I've only got to I've known him for so long and was in his league for so long, and I think I only ever got to race with him like once or maybe twice. And once was in some kind of league race or something, I think. And then I specifically remember one night, not league related at all. Um, one of the late models, the late model oval car had like a new version of it had been released, and we did North Wilkesboro in the same race together. And that's the only time I ever actually got to drive with him. Yeah, it's just more when you get into the I don't know, I don't really want to say politics, but the drama in there where they're like, well, I should have done this bullshit that, that the game did this when this really should have happened. And especially like one of the biggest things in Oval is if you get wrecked, uh, like right in front of the pits, and the wreck forces your car down into the pits, but you're over speed. So the game doesn't recognize, it doesn't really have a good way to know that you're wrecking and you have no intention of going in the pits. So you get a speeding in pits penalty that's completely bullshit. And if you don't have an adminning it, then he's got to take it on the chin and serve the stupid bullshit penalty. So stuff like that really sucks for Oval. Really can be frustrating, but that's a nice streak right over the sticker. Help the sticker blend in some, or well, decals, not really a sticker, but you know what I mean. Know what I mean, Vern? Does Ernest still hold up these days? I haven't watched. I saw like Ernest goes to jail. I understood that reference. Ernest goes to jail or something was on is on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. It's either that or Hulu. And I really wanted to watch it and show my kids. Um, yeah, I feel like they were wholesome enough that they should, right? There wasn't any like too weird '90s things going on at that time. Oh, you watch every Christmas? I haven't seen that forever. My absolute favorite one, uh, to break out scared stupid for Halloween's. Oh yeah, my absolute favorite one was Ernest Goes to Camp, and I don't know why, but my favorite scene that I have all has always stuck with me out of that is the you and me and you. No matter how we toss the dice, it had to be. You know that song by the Turtles. While there's turtles parachuting down. That's just it's always stuck in my head for some reason. And it wasn't until like I always that scene for whatever reason stuck in my head all these years, and it wasn't until I was like I don't know, probably like in my 20s that I realized that song is literally by a band called the Turtles. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna do something I haven't done in any of the other spots yet, and that is work some of the rust color into the chip. The drip's still just out of the bottom, but coloring in the chip with some of the rust, and that looks pretty sweet. I'll do that on this one up here too. But yeah, I really feel like I should introduce my kids to Ernest P. Worrell. And I say I know you know what I mean Vern all the time too. I'm pretty sure I say it to my kids without even realizing it, and they don't. I think they just think it's something I say. Just like you did what to whose dog? When you don't understand something, you don't quite catch what they're saying. I think we're about there. Uh-oh, you have an idea? That's dangerous. Thanks for hanging out, by the way. It's been a fun stream tonight. Or just mash up to Gundam. You know, makes mashup videos where they take someone not in something and put them in there. Oh, yeah. That would be. I'm not sure how you would do it. Of course, I'm not good at thinking of how to do those kinds of things anyway, but that would be wild. just just watch that. Reminds me where when my son and I were watching Bleach, and he started fighting Geen, whose sword like extends, and my son was saying something about how does it extend or how can it do that or something like that. And I was like, well, he just says go go gadget sword and it extends out. And he gave me the most like disgusted look when I said that. But he gave me the most disgusted look, and then I was like, wait, because he's only 11. I was like, wait, you know who Inspector Gadget is? Coco Getsu Zangetsu. I love yelling yell when we're watching it and they do a bonkai. I love yelling bonky as well. Bonky. He's going to do his bonky. I don't think that one annoys my son so much though. Now I'm just doing stuff that nobody's going to notice. Oh, that gives me a good idea. Ooh. Okay. So we'll dip the brush, work it in the brush, dip a little bit of water so it's super thin, and then go over some of these chips. Now rinse, wipe on towel, and wipe pretty much all of it off. And then this should get kind of a nice rusty impression around the chips. Oh yeah. Eh? That's next level right there. Oh, maybe rust weathering is my bonky. In for honor, who always yells Becky. Oh God, what was the healing thing in New World? I fucking loved yelling that all the time whenever I played New World. God, I can't remember it now. But you'd hear them like healers and stuff in the distance yelling it, and I would have to just yell it. Oh, let's take this. I'm gonna dip a bunch over here. We'll just pre-prepare this. That's the real play. Super thin. Then we'll go in and oh, that might be too thin. That was in fact too thin. Let's scoop some here and mix that. Maybe some more. Rinse it off, dry it, reapply. It's a Gundam. Oh, we got a raid? Mr. Gundammered? Gundam Nerd. Oh, nice. What's going on? Thanks for the raid. We're doing some rusty work. Learning some new techniques and things. How was your stream? What were you working on? Or playing or whatever you were doing? Goddamn nerd for a second. I'm kind of getting into the nitty gritty of stuff. Playing with Rust. Got some nice streaks, and I decided I want to make chips actually kind of have a rusty coat to them. Most of this probably, I think it's still too thin. Let's get more mixed in with the water here. Way too aggressive on the thinning. But we're learning. Okay, now let's try again right here. That looks better. Looks better already. Just chilling for a bit. Oh, opening Gundam packs. Nice. Ooh, there we go. Oh, I like that. Thank you. It's actually my first uh, weathered kit. I usually um, I usually paint just clean kits, and I did a bunch of research before I did did any weathering. Um, but I decided to try. I like if I paint any little models and stuff, I like using Pro Acryl. And then I found out that they have this niche stuff that's for weathering. With any acrylic paint really, and that's literally all I've used to do all of it, all the weathering. It it works incredibly well, and I feel like nobody really uses it. When you need a streak or two. Oh, I was gonna do this elbow, one of these elbows. This one had a little streak. Yeah, let's do one down the center of the elbow here. Oh, that's way too much paint. Ad starts in 5 minutes. Boo. Boo ads. I was in a shop a few months ago that was like vintage games and but they also have cards and stuff, and just for fun I was gonna get some Gundam packs to open on stream, but they didn't have any. Out of the house to get do some cards. Slightly better than your 40k wins. I wish I had a real reason to paint minis. Like I've painted, I've painted I like painting little statues and stuff, but I wish I had like a real reason to paint them. Ask you to lose your wallet, yeah. I've done the stuff I've done though. Oh, these are super cool. I haven't painted them yet. But I just had to get. I have a resin printer, so all kinds of minis and stuff for cheap. But these are cyberpunk street punks that are Zaku's. Well, I technically, I guess, I think two of them are goofs, but yeah, these are super cool. So I need to get around to painting these. They just sit on my desk, reminding me to paint them. Oh, I never did decide what we're gonna do with the gun because the gun's still perfectly clean. So we still gotta dirty it up somehow. I was gonna do some metallic on it, like there was uh, metal showing through. Start a stream of remote tabletop gaming so you can use minis. Yeah, I guess. I just I live in such a small town. Like I could, if I wanted, if I really wanted to, I could go. I could play Warhammer in person if I want to drive an hour and a half to do it. But I mean, even if I wanted to, I couldn't do that because between kids and everything, I wouldn't have time to get away and all that kind of stuff. So just asking to be painted. Like half hour, pretty much. Have to be convinced to go. Yeah, yeah. Like if there was something local in town, maybe. If I knew a group of people, there's probably a group of people in town that are just close friends that do it or something that I just don't know about. But finding them and then infiltrating their inner circle and all that stuff is. I'm too old for that bullshit. Yeah, I kind of like um or I feel like I would like doing some D&D models. I don't know if I necessarily want to play D&D, but I'd like to paint some of the models. Like we did the one, I did the one oh, it's not over here. I did the one little mage girl. Only as old as you feel. That's like 1,000. I'm gonna have to go back through the legs and do what I'm doing to the chip marks. I kind of feel like I'm barely doing anything, but at the same time, I think it's going to like really add up. Ow! Smash my elbow into the sharp edge of my desk. Yeah, and the dwarf guy, little dwarf dude, he was not a very good model though. But he was the the first one like that I ever painted. So I bought a cheaper model just to, try it out on. It's like watchers of the stream know that I've painted a lot. My mom did arts and or sold statues at craft shows that she painted, figures that she painted at craft shows. But that was more like Santa Clauses and these rabbits, and then there's these little, I don't know, figures of that kind of nature, I guess, that I already had experience painting. So it's like, I want to try my version of that. So that's why I got that dwarf guy. But yeah, he was not a very good model. There's a lot of he looks okay on the outside, but then in recesses, like under his arms and stuff, there's just kind of like an amorphous glob of stuff there where you can't really tell, like, is this part of the robe? Is this part of the armor? Most of it's hidden enough that you don't see it, but there's a few spots that are kind of out in the open that you're like, I don't know about this. Did I already do these? There's a little bit of staining right there. I don't think I did though. Oops, I completely whiffed on that one. But that was another reason one of the main reasons I got the resin printer too, so I can print off a bunch of figures to make minis with. My daughter has a D&D dice set just because it's one of the fancy ones. It's like liquid filled and has like some glitter that sloshes around inside of it. And she collects snow globes. So to her, they were like cool, tiny snow globes. But then she was asking about actually playing D&D, and D, and I was like, I told her that we don't really know anybody that plays, and I've never really played, and we can't really just play. I mean, technically you can if you really know, if you're really invested and want to do it, you could play just the two of us, but it's like you kind of need somebody to run the whole thing, and if there's only two of us, then that's one person's running it and the other person's doing whatever. And then we were at the gaming store, and she saw one of the D&D books that she just thought looked cool, and it was actually like a solo campaign one. And she's like, asking me to buy her that. I'm like, you've never even played. I'm not gonna buy. You don't even. You won't. You won't have a clue of what you're doing to begin with, and to just hop in and try to do a solo campaign. I really don't think she would do it either. Is the other part of it. She's just not. She's not that kind of. She's not that type of girl. She plays some games and stuff, but she's not really that type. Oh yeah. I have I have a group on Discord that play. I don't know if they're still playing. But then normally they play like every Monday night that if I really wanted to, I could play with that group. I just haven't ever made the leap to do it. I'm definitely not doing this in any systematic way at all, and I will definitely miss spots and then notice them later and be mad at myself. How annoying gathering a group of adults is. Yes, it is. It is what some would call the worst. Especially like uh I don't know, if I was in my 20s for sure, early 30s probably. Oh, this needs an actual rust streak. But where am in life right now, I got too much shit going on. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure what I would like more, the combat part or the story part. Maybe the combat part. I like good story stuff, but at the same time, I might get like, let's get on with it, you know. The group that I know that plays around Halloween time, they've done two or three of them around Halloween time. They do a Scooby Doo campaign, and they all say it's a lot of fun. Like the first time they did it, they there was they were being chased by something, and they literally Scooby Dooed it, where like they were all like running through one door and out another door and reappearing in this other door and going back out this other door. So they literally Scooby Dooed in it. I forget what classes the characters were though, because it was all the main characters from Scooby Doo. But I forget like which classes they represented. As I wasn't in on the game. I just heard about the shenanigans afterwards. I remember watching some weathering videos and a guy doing a tank and going in and doing all this little fine chipping everywhere, and I was like, I could never do that. That's way too work intensive. And look at me now. Did Star Wars at one point? That'd be cool too. Accidentally murdered a person he meant to stun. Did you use a cattle prod and roll a 20 or something? Roll a nat 20 on a cattle prod? 20s in a row. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. This is too clean over here. There's not like hardly any dirt or chips. Chippy chips. At a force sensitive Wookiee is convinced that Ewok was her brother. What? A shoulder saddle he could sit in. That would be wild. I recently finished watching all through. That reminds me, I recently finished watching all through Community, and they have a couple D&D episodes, and they're pretty great. This is getting to the point where it almost feels like sanding. More creative than sanding, though, thankfully. But we are getting there. I still think I'm glad I'm doing this, though. Going over all these chips with the rust. It definitely feels like there's some some rust like starting to form that's just like blending out into the with the dirt and stuff out into the paint instead of just having a clean chip with a rust streak coming out of it. Now should this? I feel like I did this straight with it, so I should probably do this straight with it as well, and not. It really should probably be more angled down. But since this one's already straight, that might look weird, and I can't redo that one. Maybe try like a slight angle. Yeah, it's just how the entire arm is sitting. It doesn't really make sense. Yeah, it looks okay though. I don't think it distracts from it too much. Let's get all this stuff touched up with some roost. Oh, I saw a new game coming out. Supposed to be this year. It's kind of a friend slop game, but also uh almost needs too much dedication to be a friend swap game that looked interesting. But anyways, you are communist beavers, and you're having to build uh these this like block housing stuff, and you have to like deliver the materials and everything to the site. So there's like aspects of SnowRunner there. And then to build the thing, you have to use a crane. But you need multiple people to like guide the pieces in, and you have to set all the pieces correct for the building. And then there's like a cement pump. You cement it together. And there's just all these stages to it, and you have to like get your own cement and fuel up the trucks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, plenty of chaos potential for sure. And the beavers can die, and it's actually like super gory when it happens. And the best part, what I thought was the absolute best part, was the uh, the truck. At least the truck they had for the demo that the guy was showing. It's like a just a like a single cab or whatever on the truck, and then there's the big truck bed behind it. But on the back of the cab, there's slots on the back of the cab, and that's so when the beavers sit down, their tail has a place to go, and they stick out of the back of the cab. I was like, now that's attention to detail right there. I like it. Yeah, that's one of those. It's like, and it's supposed to be pretty much by like a single developer, single person dev. But in my head, I was thinking that's probably one of those things that he was working on, how the beaver sits in the truck, and was probably like, hadn't thought about it beforehand, but was like, where does their tail go? Ooh, almost dipped out of the wrong thing there. Or I did dip out of the wrong thing, almost put it on. I guess I could have, you can wipe it off, so I guess it's not really big deal, but I think the arm's almost done. How much time? Oh shit, it's almost 9. And I have to get up an hour early, extra early tomorrow. Finish up this arm and call it a night. Time flies when you have ADHD and you have super focus or whatever they call it happening. I didn't even take a drink last time you did hydration, did I? I don't think I did. We haven't even had a stretch. I've been better because I've been thinking about it while it's happening. I've been better while I'm out in the garage working on my car about remembering to drink something because I get the super focus happening, and then it's before I know it, it's like 2 hours later, and or even 3 hours later, and lunch was 2 hours. Lunch should have been 2 hours before that, and I haven't drank anything, and it's not good. I've really enjoyed doing this weathering. I don't I don't know if I'm ever going to do it again. Such a time investment. But apparently I'm decent at it, which is nice. Plus to like kind of keep the stream moving to different things. So we've been working on this kit for forever. Not that that's really a huge deal, I guess, but it would be nice to work on something else. We're almost there, though. This rust is kind of the last major big thing. I'm going to do some like oil streaks and junk. I say and junk, but really just the oil streaks um, out of like the joints and stuff. But that's kind of the last thing I have planned. So we're basically almost there, is what I'm saying. Good for sprucing up. Ones might. Yeah. Already did that one, but I'm going to add a little bit more to it. Oh, beauty. Beauty. I love it. Don't touch it. I love it. I still can't believe how well this has come together. Like that one, the one, our test leg had some, not so great looking stuff on it. But like overall, it still looks pretty damn good. This one's kind of dried on there. Got some rings. I don't like that. Oh, that's not a chip. That was actually, it's actually rubbed paint there. That's why that one looks different. Okay, I think that's it for this arm. A little cheeky rust streak in under the handle. That's some fucking pro strats right there. Touch the edge. There we go. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Can I do this one this way? It really doesn't even need to be like perfect. Just some rust color in there. I like that a lot. That's added a lot. Just touching all the dots, not even streaking them, just touching it and kind of washing a little bit of it around it, mostly on top of it, but then it, like some of it, it just kind of, barely hangs over the edges. That's, yeah, worth it for sure. Either I missed this one or you just can't really tell that I did it. There, now you can tell. Okay. Did all those. I don't know that I really did that one. Try to get a little bit up in there. That'll work. Just leave it how it is. This one needs some. And then I think we're good. Man, that looks good. I really like how it's stained around the spots on the shoulder bit. That's looking really good. Hell yeah. All right. I got to call it there. I wouldn't mind keep going a little bit because I have no kids. I got to work early in the morning, extra early in the morning. Oh, I really don't want to, but at least the day will go fast because there'll be lots of driving. Half the day will be driving. And then the next day, half the day will be driving. So that'll be all right. What is touching my leg? Kind of sucks we have to waste all this paint. There's quite a bit left in there. And I don't, like, even if I put this over top of it, it's not going to seal it. Maybe that'll seal it good enough. Will the paint up there drip down? No, it won't. that's all completely dry. Could do that and then like wrap it cellophane or something. I don't know. Yeah, some saran wrap. Just make sure the brush is cleaned out. We're painting pretty thin stuff, so it should be fine, but make sure the brush is thinned out and give it some twist and drags to get the nice point on there. And then, is this the cover to the, no, that's the cover to that brush. I don't know where the cover to my brush went, but it should be okay. Nothing should be over here to mash it, but who knows? I leave crap in front of, because this is my kid's computer over here. I leave crap in front of there, and then they're just like shove all of it over so they can use their computer, which I don't really blame them because I'm the one that's in their way. But anyways, I'm out of here. Hopefully we finish the rust next week because I'm pretty much done doing streaks. We probably have a few. We didn't really touch this other arm, so there's probably a few streaks to do there. We might find a couple streaks here and there, but other than that, we'll go over all the dots. Oh, and then the shield, of course. We got to rust the shield. But other than that, I think rust is about done. So, yay! That's been like 6 hours of rusting, pretty much. We didn't spend the whole last stream rusting, but you know, a lot of it. Anyways, yeah. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, I think definitely worth the time investment. I think. Hopefully next Wednesday we'll be back again. I think I should be, but who knows? Until school starts, it's always a who knows situation. And yeah, so we'll be back Tuesday for sure for race. So anyway, peace.